do want to start this off with a captain's question. And this one comes from Cuban Boy, who is a local here in Charlotte. And every Friday always puts off the Happy Friday thread on the FFG forums, which is something I always look forward to saying hi. But he asks, with the latest release of the Rogue One final trailer, trailer number 2, his question for everyone is, do you think Rogue One is going to simply be a great Star Wars movie, or the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, having been supposedly done by movie people who grew up on Star Wars and loving Star Wars, and this is the Star Wars movie they are making, and with no change or hindrances to plots and such, other than it involving a Death Star. So, Phil, let me go to you.
I think that it may well be a very, very good Star Wars movie. Greatest, maybe not, but I think that it has a lot of things going for it. I think that it has. I mean, obviously, there's no expense spared in terms of budget, so you're going to have all the great effects, and I think the acting, the actors that they've lined up for this one are also quite good. I think that another thing that it has going for it is they probably had a pretty good amount of latitude in terms of script writing, and they didn't need to cleave to the standard Star Wars storyline. They didn't need to they don't need to have Jedi. They don't need to have the Skywalkers. They don't need to advance the overall trilogy plot line. Also, they don't need to reintroduce Star Wars like they obviously felt like they needed to with Episode 7. I feel like they had it seems like they have more of a free hand, and I think that's always a good thing for the producers of a movie to have. They didn't. I don't think they really had marching orders for this. I think they had a interesting core concept, which is make a movie about the guys who stole the Death Star plans, and they said, run with it. That's the impression that I get. Well, yeah, and they certainly didn't. Yeah, but they didn't have Lucas for Episode 7 either.
True. But they had the restriction of trying to reboot the franchise, basically recreate Episode 4 as close as possible. But
yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it.
That's true. Also, I'm not sure Lucas made that call. In fact, I thought he was more disappointed with that than anything. Did you guys hear that?
I actually didn't, and actually almost don't care.
Yeah.
After episodes 1, 2, and 3, it's like whatever, never mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So Phil, you're saying?
I think that it looks like a solid, like a war/heist movie set in the Star Wars universe, and I think that's cool. And one thing that's going to be nice about this is that these characters are essentially, they're all like B-list characters in the Star Wars universe, right? Like everybody in this movie, in terms of Rebels, could die in this movie, whereas in a mainline Star Wars movie like Episode 7, yeah, spoilers, I guess, Han Solo dies, but that could be expected. I was expecting Han Solo to die, frankly, but they're not going to kill off Han Solo, Chewie, Leia, Finn, Rey, and Luke in the same movie, right? They're not going to mask. They're not going to have like a total party kill.
TPK.
Yeah. But that is a distinct possibility for this movie. I mean, we could lose all these characters. I don't think we'll lose them all.
It makes me think of the old animated movie Heavy Metal. You die, she dies, everybody dies. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but yeah.
I know of it. But yeah, what I'm saying here is that these characters, will probably, they're going to get us attached to them, but they are not attached to them as a company, right? All these guys are killable except for like Darth Vader's and
Mhm.
and like Mon Mothma's not gonna die.
Mhm.
But your main rebel
General
characters, I would be shocked if none of these rebels died. None of the main character rebels died. I'd be shocked if they all
I'm
made it.
Yeah.
guessing the odds are about 50-50 for anyone on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's got to make it to deliver the plans. But they could still even at least jump onto the
They could
ship
die
and go,
and deliver
here's
them.
the plan.
Yeah.
And kill over. They could all die. Yeah. So Jake, what do you think? Is it
Well,
greatest movie ever or just great movie?
I'm a sucker for these kinds of things, and I see a cool trailer, like the first teaser that came out, and then I see the second trailer, the final one. I'm honestly, I'm head over heels, and I do this to myself over and over again, and I always get disappointed. But I am actually very excited about this. I think this is like a more adult take on Star Wars, which I'm really excited about. It looks like a grittier universe, a darker universe. Like Phil said, it seems like there's actual stakes in this film, which is
Bantha
fantastic.
steaks or
Yeah, obviously bantha steaks,
Maybe both.
with some nice Tuscan sauce.
awesome.
But yeah,
Excellent.
I think this movie, for me, I'm more excited about this than I am for episode 8, I think. And I mean, it kind of goes back to I really did get my hopes all the way through the roof for episode 7, and after that point, I did get let down a little bit. It, like Phil said, it was like a reboot for the Star Wars movies. It was I feel targeted to those who didn't really know what Star Wars was and wanted to get into it. But for those of us who love Star Wars already and we're looking for like the next chapter, this was maybe a little bit of a slight. So anyway,
I
this
think to me, I think episode 7 was almost like it had to recreate episode 4 as much as possible to recapture the flavor. And almost became slave to almost mirroring episode 4 so much.
Yeah,
and the main goal was to not suck. If it didn't suck, it was a success. And it was a
I
success
think
because
you're right.
it didn't suck.
Yeah, you're right. And in that respect, you're right. It was a success. I think just for us, maybe more hardcore people who know that, I don't know, what, the home planet of Wookiees are Kashyyyk, and, Boba Fett's armor is Mandalorian, like these details and these things that we love about Star Wars. Maybe for us, we were looking for something more. And I think that's what we're going to find in Rogue One.
So do you think greatest Star Wars movie ever, or just great movie?
I'm going to just I'm going to double down on greatest movie ever.
I like it. Okay, J-Bot.
Yes. Well, I, by way of some things I found on the internet, because I actually did some research for this question, believe it or not. I don't do research for the show, but I did some research for this one. I'm going to read for you guys some quotes I found on the internet. Let's see what you guys think. In response to the trailer, one person said, "Unbelievable. I consider myself a harsh critic, but after the trailer, I was applauding." Someone else, "It's going to be incredible." That's a good one. I mean, it's pretty straight and to the point. How about this? Trailer felt like 5 seconds. Let me see if I can get past all of the credentials of this person. "I hate myself for every doubt I had. What on earth was I ever thinking? Analyzing every nugget, every whisper, worrying about reshoots and deadlines." Let's see. They've got another one here that's really, really good. Almost heartbreaking in a way when you think about it. Take me a second here. I got a lot of stuff written down for this. "All around me, there were actual tears of joy. There was excited hollering. There were hugs, people laughing uncontrollably. As the haze passed and I realized there was a movie playing, one thing kept going through my head. Thank you, George. Thank you, George." Anybody want to have a guess, a stab at what these reviews were for?
Episode 1 or episode 3?
Episode 7.
Episode 1. This is starting to sound very familiar, isn't it? Not that I'm saying the trailers don't look amazing, but calm. This is J-Bot talking here. Calm. Just step away from it a little bit and let
Away
yourselves
from the dead Ewok.
right. Step away and let yourselves enjoy. I know I posted on our Facebook page when somebody else put up the second trailer. I'm not watching it. I'm going to go see the movie. I don't need to see anything else because all you do is you start to build this expectation, and then if it's a really big mountain to climb for them to live up to it. So I know I'm going to go see this. I don't need to be convinced anymore. I'm already in the church. I'm already standing in the choir. I don't need to be convinced anymore. So I don't want to see any more of it. So I didn't actually bother to watch the second trailer. I watched the first one, said, "Yep, I'm on board. Let's do this. It looks really good." And I'm hopeful. But I've learned over the years not to expect the world. So hopefully it will be a great movie, and will be a good Star Wars movie. But I'm not going to sit here and say a month out or a month and a half out, however far it is, that it's going to be the greatest one ever, because we've been through this movie before, people. Like we've been through this before, and Star Wars fans are nothing if not easy to excite to.
Yes, I said it before, which is that I get hurt a lot putting all my faith in these trailers, but here I am doing it again. I can feel myself doing it, J-Bot.
Calm. That's all I'm asking people.
All right,
Calm.
I'm going to calm. Deep breaths.
That's
Well,
right.
I will say the first time I saw the trailer, and it lessened each time afterwards, but the first time I saw it, I felt like there was such emotional content to it that it was more, it hit you, in the gut about what was going on than anything in episodes 1 through 3. And it just seemed, I don't know, impressive. It seemed really good. But I have to say, to answer the overall question, that I don't think it's going to be the greatest Star Wars movie ever, because episode 4, I was, 6, 7 years old when it came out. Seeing Star Wars at that age, at that point in time, and people say that like martial arts and yoga took off in the United States because of the talking about the Force in Star Wars. Like the cultural effect of Star Wars on American society, at that time in the late 70s was huge. So to me, episode 4, A New Hope, is going to be so great that no movie I doubt will ever be able to live up to its impact on society and its greatness to me. But I think it's probably going to be, up there with one of the best Star Wars movies of all time. It's right below episode 4, maybe right below Empire Strikes Back, but a really, really good one. So there. All right. That's our captain's question.
I have one more thing. The script balances the humor with honest, direct writing that gives Jar Jar, dare I say, a soul. He may be a sidekick, but here's betting that Jar Jar Binks becomes one of the biggest Episode 1 stars once audiences get their real introduction. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help us continue improving and expanding our channel's content.